In the depths of the world's vast oceans, could there lie a civilization lost to time, shrouded in mystery and legend? We're talking about the enigmatic Atlantis. This legendary city has been a subject of fascination for centuries, its name alone conjuring images of sprawling grand structures submerged beneath the sea, a civilization vanished without a trace. Atlantis first sailed into the realm of human consciousness over 2,000 years ago, through the works of the ancient Greek philosopher Plato. In his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, he narrated an ancient tale about a powerful and advanced civilization that existed 9,000 years before his own time. According to him, this civilization, known as Atlantis, was located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, and was a paradise, rich in all kinds of resources including gold, silver, and exotic wildlife. Now, it's essential to understand that Plato used his tales not merely for storytelling, but as philosophical allegories. In the case of Atlantis, he used it to convey his ideas about hubris, or excessive pride. Atlantis, in Plato's narrative, was a city that had all the blessings of the gods, but its people grew arrogant. As a result, they incurred the wrath of the gods who submerged the city into the ocean in a single day and night of catastrophic earthquakes and floods. Over the centuries, the story of Atlantis has been interpreted, reinterpreted, and embellished. Its existence has been debated by historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts alike. Some see it as a mere myth, a figment of Plato's philosophical imagination. Others argue that it was a real place, perhaps an ancient Minoan civilization devastated by a volcanic eruption. And there are those who believe it to be a tale of an ancient, advanced civilization, possibly even extraterrestrial. With a tale so ancient and full of mystery, it's no wonder Atlantis has captured our collective imaginations. Many believe that Atlantis was home to a civilization far advanced than any other of its time. But how much truth does this claim hold? The legend of Atlantis paints a picture of a society that was technologically advanced beyond our wildest dreams. From the grandeur of its architecture to the sophistication of its systems, Atlantis is often depicted as a city ahead of its time. One of the most intriguing aspects of this myth is the supposed use of crystals for energy. According to lore, the Atlanteans were said to have harnessed the power of crystals to fuel their city. These crystals, often described as large, glowing gems, were purportedly used for everything from powering their buildings to propelling their vehicles. A fascinating idea, isn't it? But let's try to examine this claim from the lens of reality. When we consider the time period in which Atlantis was said to have existed, the notion of such advanced technology seems unlikely. The alleged era of Atlantis predates even the most rudimentary forms of technology that we know of today. The wheel, for instance, was invented around 4,000 years ago. Electricity, which we take for granted today, was not harnessed until the late 19th century. This begs the question, how could a civilization that existed thousands of years before these basic inventions have possessed technology so advanced that it surpasses even what we have today? Furthermore, while crystals do possess certain properties that can be harnessed for energy, the technology required to do so is complex and modern. Even with our current technological capabilities, we are still exploring ways to efficiently use crystals for energy production. This makes the idea of a prehistoric civilization utilizing such technology seem far-fetched. It's important to remember that legends often contain elements of exaggeration and fantasy. They are shaped by our human desire for wonder and magic. The story of Atlantis, with its advanced technology and crystal power, certainly fits this bill. While Atlantis may not have been the tech utopia some imagine, its allure remains undiminished. Another popular myth suggests that Atlantis was sunk by the gods as punishment. Can we give any credence to this supernatural theory? As far-fetched as it may sound, this idea has its roots in the original story of Atlantis, as penned by the ancient philosopher Plato. According to Plato's account, Atlantis was a prosperous civilization, far advanced for its time, but its inhabitants became arrogant and greedy, straying from the path of virtue. The gods, particularly Poseidon, the god of the sea, were displeased. In their wrath, they decided to punish Atlantis. A single day and night of catastrophic earthquakes and floods were all it took to submerge the city beneath the ocean, never to be seen again. This divine retribution narrative has been a cornerstone of the Atlantis mythos. It stirs the imagination with its dramatic symbolism, a stark reminder of the follies of hubris and the wrath of the gods. But can we take this tale at face value? Most historians and archaeologists would argue against it. While the story is compelling, it is important to remember that it originates from a single source: Plato. There's no corroborating evidence from other historical documents or artifacts to support the claim of a city sunk by divine wrath. Moreover, the ancient Greeks often used myths as allegories to convey moral lessons. It's entirely plausible that Plato's tale of Atlantis was a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and moral decay, rather than a literal account of historical events. However, the lack of concrete evidence hasn't dampened our fascination with the story. In fact, it's this very mystery that keeps the legend alive. Was Atlantis real? Was it truly a city sunk by the gods? Or is it all just a myth, a product of Plato's philosophical imagination? Gods or no gods, the story of Atlantis' downfall continues to intrigue us. Whether it's a tale of divine retribution or a metaphorical warning against human arrogance, the lost city of Atlantis continues to captivate our curiosity and imagination. If Atlantis did exist, where might we find it? Theories abound, from the Mediterranean to the Caribbean, and even Antarctica. Now let's dive into some of the most popular theories about the location of Atlantis, and why each is plausible or implausible based on current evidence. One theory places Atlantis in the Mediterranean Sea, specifically near the Greek islands. This theory hinges on the writings of Plato, who was the first to mention Atlantis and described it as being beyond the Pillars of Hercules. Some scholars interpret this to mean beyond the Strait of Gibraltar, leading into the Mediterranean. However, no substantial archaeological evidence has been found to support this theory. Another popular theory suggests that Atlantis was located in the Caribbean, specifically in the Bahamas. Advocates of this theory point to the Bimini Road, an underwater rock formation, as a possible remnant of the lost city. However, geologists argue that these rocks are naturally occurring beach rock, discrediting this theory. One of the most intriguing theories points to Antarctica. Proponents believe that a shift in the Earth's crust around 12,000 years ago could have moved Atlantis from a temperate region to the South Pole, where it's now buried under miles of ice. This theory, while fascinating, is highly speculative and lacks empirical evidence. And of course, there are those who believe that Atlantis never existed at all, that it was purely a product of Plato's imagination, used as an allegory in his philosophical works. Each theory has its own allure, its own tantalizing hint of a mystery solved. But until we have definitive proof, they remain just that, theories. They are pieces in a puzzle that has captivated humanity for centuries, a puzzle that, despite our best efforts, remains unsolved. The true location of Atlantis, if it ever existed, remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. Despite all we've learned, the lost city of Atlantis remains an enigma, a tantalizing mystery just out of reach. This enduring enigma is not merely a tale of a lost city, but a narrative that touches the very core of human curiosity, our incessant quest for knowledge, and our fascination with the unknown. We have always been drawn to the mysteries of the past, and Atlantis, with its tales of advanced civilizations, divine interventions, and sudden disappearance, offers a compelling allure that's hard to resist. It's a narrative that transcends time and cultures, captivating the human imagination across the ages. Yet despite countless expeditions, scientific investigations, and intense debates, the city remains elusive. There's no concrete evidence, no definitive proof to confirm its existence, and yet, the legend persists. Some may argue that the lack of evidence is a testament to its mythical status, while others believe it's a challenge, a puzzle, waiting to be solved. However, the enduring allure of Atlantis isn't just about finding a lost city. It's about our inherent desire to explore, to uncover the secrets of the world around us. It's about our fascination with the undiscovered and the unexplained, our yearning to push the boundaries of our understanding. In many ways, the search for Atlantis mirrors our ongoing quest for knowledge and understanding. It's a testament to our collective curiosity, our resilience in the face of the unknown, and our unwavering belief in the possibility of discovery. Whether Atlantis is a figment of ancient imagination or a forgotten chapter of human history, its enduring enigma continues to captivate us. It provokes questions, sparks debates, and fuels our collective curiosity. It reminds us that there's always more to discover, more to understand, more to unravel. Is Atlantis a myth, a cautionary tale, or a lost civilization waiting to be found? We invite you to share your thoughts and theories. Until then, the mystery of Atlantis continues to bewitch us all.